Guys, this is going to be something that almost every single one of you know, but not every single one of you are actually doing. And that's the fact that you need someone in your life who is above you, you need someone who is at the same level as you, and you need someone below you. Now I'm not talking about rights here. I'm not talking about someone who's just superior to you in all of human rights. That would defeat the whole point. No, what I'm saying is skills. Someone above you in their skill set, someone who is equal to you in your skill set, and someone who's below you in your skill set. Because what that's going to do is allow you to teach, compete, and learn to effectively get better in whatever it is that you're doing. I don't care if it's content creation. I don't care if it's getting girls. I don't even care if it's ecom. Now, I'm going to focus on ecom because that's what I do, right? And I look at it logically here, right? There's stuff that I know. There's stuff that I don't know. So if I insert myself next to a friend, for example, who is doing the same amount of revenue as me, for example, like, let's just say like 17K in the past 20 or 90 days, right? We both have done right around 17K. We're at the same skill level. We have a very similar skill set. That right there is someone who I am competing with in order to get better, and it keeps things fun. It's amazing, right? Now, I only know what I know. So I need to get better if I not only want to beat the person I'm competing against, but also if I want to become a better version of myself, a better ecom entrepreneur, I guess would be a good way to say it. And that's where I say you need either a mentor or you need to be involved in a community where you have access to people who are at a higher level of skill than you. Once you do that, you'll be able to pick up on shit that you didn't necessarily know before, and that is how you get better. You're learning, right? So now you have competition, you're learning, and that's going to make a world of a difference in your life because there's only so much information out there on YouTube that can actually help you, right? In all reality, I think the real cheat code is getting a mentor or at least inserting yourself into a community where you have access to people who just simply know more than you. They're better than you at ecom, right? But that last part, that teaching is super important as well because if you have someone who, for example, just started their e-commerce journey, you're able to help them learn new things, speed up the process that you had a hard time speeding up. Does that make sense? Yes, of course it does. And I think that's going to help you become not only a better person, a better man, a better e-commerce entrepreneur, but also a better teacher, right? Because we're not doing this just for the money. Of course, the money is great. It's awesome. The freedom that you have with e-com is amazing, but you should be teaching. You should be teaching people who were in your shoes not too long ago, right? The shoes that you were in not too long ago. I think that makes a world of a difference. So when you're teaching, you're competing and you're learning, you all of a sudden enter into like, I don't want to say like a survival mode, but it kind of is a survival mode. Like your back's against the wall to perform in every single round, to learn, to compete, to teach, and that's just going to make you a better version of yourself. It's going to make your business become that much more successful because if you're just sitting here alone in your fucking room like this, just doing nothing but product research all day, like, yeah, you might be finding some fire products, but that's only part of the journey, bro. Part of the journey is learning from people who are better than you. Part of the journey is teaching people who want to get to the level that you're at right now. And part of it is competing with someone who you're very close with in order to get better. I think that makes I don't know. I think that just makes it purposeful because like drop shipping and e-commerce in general, like so many people talk about how it's soulless. You're just selling products from fucking China to people who are just doom scrolling all day. And like in theory, if you look at it like that, it definitely is soulless and it probably sucks if that's the only thing you're looking at. So yeah, part of it comes down to selling products that you actually care about, solving problems that you actually care about, but it also comes down to like teaching, competing, and learning. And I think that's what gives it more purpose and makes it that much more fun. I don't know. I've just been thinking about this a lot and I can't get it out of my mind, right? You need to assign a purpose to something. You can't just do it for money. Money is great, bro. Money is a protector. Money changes your life. But there's more to it than just money. I feel like the money comes as a byproduct of teaching, competing, and learning. And I've been using this framework, bro, and it's gotten me to, like I just said, 17K in revenue in the past 90 days. What I got to work on is generating more profit. And I think that's a big part of the reason why I like making YouTube videos too, because like I'm just talking to my old self, my former self. What he needed to know probably a year ago today, what he needed to know a year ago today was that you need to be teaching someone, you need to be competing with someone, and you need to be learning from someone, if not a group of people. Because that's how you kind of like rewire your brain to not only think differently, but also get ahead. Because that's really all this is. It's just skill acquisition, marketing, copywriting, content creation for the product, building out websites, managing your business, eventually getting to the point where you hire employees. I'm not there yet, but hopefully working towards that soon. It's making me think differently. It's making me think like an entrepreneur, like a thought leader, like a leader in general. And yeah, I absolutely think that long term that's going to turn me into a better version of myself, because I already am a better version of myself than I was last year, right? And it's just leveling up, leveling up, leveling up, leveling up. And I love talking to people who, have questions about ecom. I love competing with someone in ecom. I love learning from people who know more about me in ecom. It just gets your brain going, bro. Gives you purpose in something that most people think is purposeless. And like, I don't think it's purposeless. Not at all. You just have to have like the humility, maybe is a good word for it. You have to have the perspective, the mindset to actually step into that role of teaching, competing, and learning. And once you do that, ecom or not, you're going to take off to the fucking moon, bro. Absolutely, without a doubt. And I think that's like what makes it even more fun. So I hope that helped. Hopefully that's instilling a bit more of a mindset shift for you guys. And I will see you next video.